What is up, everybody? We absolutely smashed UFC Nashville, going 11 for 12 and ranking number 1 on YouTube's UFC Predictions Tracker channel. It's like looking into a crystal ball and picking winners while exposing the sportsbooks. Now we're going to look into the crystal ball once again. In this video, I will break down and predict UFC fights using fight data, statistics, and AI so we can beat these bookies at their own game. This is the official UFC 318 edition of Fight IQ with Vaughn, and it's a banger of a card. Max Holloway is taking on Dustin Poirier for the BMF belt. This is the trilogy fight and promises to bring fireworks. Kevin Holland is making a quick turnaround to face the dangerous striker and OG gangster Daniel Rodriguez. Paulo Costa is looking to hold on to his number 13 spot as Roman Kopylov will be trying to make it 3 in a row. Dan 50K Ige takes on Patricio Pitbull, and Marvin Vettori is about to make Brendan Allen go all in. I can't wait to get this episode going. First up, opening up the card, we have Carly Crispy Judice versus Nicole Caliari. Judice is looking to keep her finish streak going as she faces the Brazilian karate practitioner Nicole Caliari, while Caliari is looking to get her first win in the UFC. Judice is a sizable favorite at minus 250 with a win probability of 71.4%. The win probability calculator has Judice as the favorite at minus 225 with a true win probability of 69.2%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Judice to win 65% of the time, 60% via KO as the most probable outcome. Judice is an aggressive striker with high volume, a smothering pace, powerful punches, and high durability. Both fighters sport a 100% finish rate, so we should expect this fight to end inside the distance. Caliari reminds me of the tiny tornado Tisha Pennington, but with more active grappling. She's a bit chinny, but she's also durable. Caliari will be suffering from a height and reach disadvantage and will need to close the distance to find success. Caliari is a BJJ purple belt and recently submitted Corinne Laframboise, a BJJ black belt. Judice is a BJJ blue belt, so if this gets to the mat, it could spell trouble. Expect Judice to hunt for the KO, Caliari to hunt for the submission. I think this fight is a lot closer than the calculator or sim thinks. I think that each one is each other's toughest competition as well. I am picking Judice as the winner. My confidence level is at a 55%. Next, we have Bruno the Hulk Ferreira versus Jackson the Moose McVey. Jackson McVey has faced 2 opponents, made 1 weight cut, and hasn't even fought a fight inside the UFC. The sad part is that he was slated to beat Dumas and Ewert for his debut, but now he'll get the Hulk, Bruno Ferreira, as his welcoming gift. Ferreira is a massive favorite at minus 600 with a win probability of 85.7%. I'm sure Jackson McVey has got to be motivated by this disrespect. The win probability calculator has Ferreira as a slight favorite at minus 136 with a true win probability of 57.6%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Ferreira to win 75% of the time, 45% via KO as the most probable outcome. Bruno Ferreira is a proven veteran with knockout wins over Gregory Rodriguez, Phil Hawes, Dustin Stoltzfus, and a submission victory over Arman Petrosian. Jackson McVey, he's not at that level. Both fighters do have a 100% finish rate, so again, we should expect this fight to end inside the distance. Excuse me. McVey will have a sizable reach advantage, but Ferreira is used to being the smaller fighter. McVey's still raw talent. His strike defense is questionable, but he's aggressive, he's relentless, and he gets most of his wins inside the first round. McVey brings a more frenzied pace than any opponent Ferreira has faced, but I'm just wondering if debuting in the UFC is too big of a moment for him. So I am picking Ferreira, and my confidence level is at a 60%. Next, we have Ryan Superman Spann versus Lucas the Bull Brzeski. Spann has been struggling inside the octagon as wins have become kryptonite for Superman. Brzeski is in the same sinking boat, losing 5 of his last 6 fights. Losers get cut. Shit, maybe they both get cut. Spann is the favorite at minus 218 with a win probability of 68.6%. The win probability calculator has Spann as the slight favorite at minus 165 with a true win probability of 62.2%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Spann to win 65% of the time, 40% via submission as his most probable path to victory. You would think that these fighters were at the end of their careers at 38 years old, but they're both just 33. And while Spann has 33 professional fights under his belt, the worn-out Brzeski only has 16. Maybe they both lost motivation, I'm not sure, but Brzeski can find new motivation knowing that he beat the undefeated Walter Walker during Walker's debut. The then undefeated. This is a bad fight between bad fighters and someone is getting the axe come Sunday. Brzeski has a horrible 36% takedown defense to Spann's dismal 31% takedown accuracy. I'm picking Spann as the winner. My confidence level is 55%. Next we have Jimmy the Brute Crute versus Marcin Prachnio. Crute has been struggling to find wins inside the octagon, but has been managing to get draws, which is a feat in and of itself. Prachnio has been alternating wins and losses since 2021 and could never really get things going after 2020. This is another scenario of loser gets cut. Crute is the favorite at minus 238 with a win probability of 70.4%. The win probability calculator has Crute as the favorite at minus 238 with a true win probability of 75.2%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Crute to win 70% of the time, 40% via submission as his most probable path to victory. Crute should be able to exploit Prachnio's horrible takedown defense, where he can put his BJJ black belt to good use. Prachnio's only path to victory is a knockout win or grinding it out to a decision. The latter requires some fight IQ, and we all know Prachnio lacks that. Crute has faced better competition and beat them. Prachnio, you are the weakest link. Goodbye. The winner is Crute. My confidence level is 60%. Next up, we have the Ripper Islam Dulatov versus Adam Fugitt. Dulatov quit a lucrative career modeling so that he may fulfill his dream as being a UFC fighter. Having disposed of his opponent on the Contender Series via elbows and with a near-perfect record, Dulatov is now facing the Oregon native Aaron Fugitt. Dulatov is a sizable favorite at minus 575 with a win probability of 85.2%. The win probability calculator has Dulatov as the favorite at minus 383 with a true win probability of 79.3%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Fugitt to win 65% of the time, 25% via KO as his most probable path to victory. The AI Fight Simulator doesn't like debutantes. I get it, I programmed it to be that way. But after watching film, I see why Dulatov is such a big favorite. He has very creative striking, he's lightning fast, he has hands of steel, and he has vicious knees. Fugitt got lulled to a point match with Quinlan, and that's a fight that I thought he lost. Fugitt might think his veteran experience will win him this fight, but Dulatov is coming to impress, and having been under the bright lights before, this moment won't be too much for him. Fugitt has fought the better competition, and he will be Dulatov's biggest test to date. I'm still picking Dulatov, and my confidence level is at a 70%. Next, we have Atiba the Silent Assassin Gautier versus Robzilla Robert Valentin. Gautier has been on a tear, going on a 6-fight win streak and winning them all via KO. Valentin, with his Naruto PlayStation tattoos, is hoping to get out of his losing funk with a victory over the Silent Assassin, which, frankly speaking, is a tall order. Gautier is a big favorite at minus 410 with a win probability of 80.4%. The win probability calculator has Gautier as the big favorite at minus 517 with a true win probability of 83.8%, the highest win probability of the entire card. The AI Fight Simulator picks Gautier to win 80% of the time, 63% via KO as his most probable path to victory. Atiba is a predator.
Something out there waiting for us. And it ain't no man.
And he will have a height and reach advantage over his prey. Valentin has absolutely no interest in grappling and taking Gautier to the canvas, so he'll basically be a punching bag until he gets knocked out. My pick is Gautier, and my confidence level is at a 95%. Next is Francisco Prado versus Nikolay Veretennikov. Prado is 1-3 in the UFC and desperately needs a win to stay in the organization. Nikolay was cut from the UFC after losing to Paige Van Zandt's husband, Austin Vanderford, then shoving him after the ref stopped the fight. And it's a head scratcher as to why he's even on this card or even in the UFC. Prado is the favorite at -135 with a win probability of 57.4%. The win probability calculator has Prado as the favorite at -165 with a true win probability of 62.2%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Prado to win 65% of the time, 30% via KO as his most probable path to victory. This feels like those Sinaloa cartel rumors of them directing Chavez Jr. to beat on cartel members to punish them for disobedience or poor performance. I think Prado is going to beat on Nikolay for as long as it takes for him to break, which shouldn't really be long. I mean, I don't think anyone wants to see Nikolay win, right? I'm picking Prado to win. My confidence level is at a 65%. And next up, we have Marvin, the Italian Dream Vettori versus Brendan All-In Allen. Now, I know this has been going around social media and whatnot, but there is no way this fight should have been on the prelims. You know, this beef came to a climax following 2024 PFL playoffs at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Florida, where Vettori threw a punch at Tuco Tocos. We just saw him last week take care of business. Michael Johnson moved the crowd, parted the crowd, and allowed Allen and Vettori to go at it. It was absolute madness. One of the bereaved parties fought last week, like I said, Tuco Tocos. 3 of the bereaved parties are fighting this week. Allen is the favorite at -258 with a win probability of 72.1%. The win probability calculator has Allen as the slim favorite at -118 with a true win probability of 54.1%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Vettori to win 65% of the time, 45% via decision as his most probable path to victory. Vettori has never been finished and holds the advantages in the striking department. Vettori can grapple enough to frustrate Allen and perhaps even goad Allen into a stand-up war. I think this fight bodes well for Vettori, who should be able to pick up the win and keep his streak of alternating wins and losses alive. My winner is Vettori. My confidence level is at a 60%. Now opening up the main card is Kyler the Matrix Phillips versus Vinicius Lope Dog Oliveira. Oliveira has been unstoppable lately, going on a 5-fight win streak and disposing of fighters like Ricky Simon and Said Nurmagomedov. Kyler Phillips is a BJJ brown belt and a Nikki Dokai black belt. Oliveira, a BJJ purple belt and a kickboxer at heart. Oliveira is the favorite at -166 with a win probability of 62.4%. The win probability calculator has Oliveira as the favorite at -132 with a true win probability of 56.9%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Phillips to win 70% of the time, 45% via decision as his most probable path to victory. I'm concerned for Phillips here. His 59% finish rate doesn't pose much of a threat to Oliveira, and during 3 rounds of an offensive onslaught from Oliveira could prove detrimental for Phillips' health. Phillips' saving grace is his durability, well, somewhat of his durability, and sometimes Oliveira's suspect cardio. I think that combination is what swayed the AI to go for Phillips. Phillips should also have a speed advantage, but he did face against Rob Font, and he was a -625 favorite in that fight. So why the massive odd swings now? Said Nurmagomedov reminds me of Phillips' skill set, and Oliveira managed to out-cardio him for the win. So I am going to stick with Oliveira. My confidence level for this one is at a 50%. Next, we have a banger between Daniel Golden Boy Zellhuber and Michael the Menace Johnson. At 39 years old, Johnson's best years are definitely behind him, but he's still got a little sauce left in him. He's coming off a 2-fight win streak. Zellhuber is coming off a difficult loss to Esteban Ribovics. I expect these two warriors to stand and bang for a potential fight of the night. Zellhuber is a massive favorite at -500 with a win probability of 83.3%. The win probability calculator has Zellhuber as the favorite at -238 with a true win probability of 73.9%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Zellhuber to win 65% of the time, 43% via KO. Zellhuber should be able to capitalize on his 4-inch reach advantage and pepper Johnson all 3 rounds. Johnson has severe durability issues at 27.5%, and it's more likely than not that Zellhuber finishes inside the distance. I'm picking Zellhuber. My confidence level is at an 85%. Next up, we have Dan 50K Ige versus Patricio Pitbull Freire. Pitbull's debut was dismal, and he showed his age and wear and tear. He looked lost against Yair Rodriguez. Ige is the favorite at -162 with a win probability of 61.8%. The win probability calculator has Ige as the favorite at -369 with a true win probability of 78.7%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Ige to win 75% of the time, 55% via decision. Ige is coming off an impressive win over Sean Woodson and is looking to add another big name to his collection. Pitbull, on the other hand, has now lost 3 of his last 4 fights. Consecutive losses in the UFC could spell doom for his UFC career. I would just highlight that the UFC is just the best MMA organization on the planet. As this fight drags into the 3rd round, Patricio will have no answer for Ige's relentless pace. I am picking Dan 50K, and my confidence level is at an 80%. Next, we have Kevin Trailblazer Holland versus Daniel D-Rod Rodriguez. The all-business Kevin Holland is nothing like the clown Kevin Holland. After disposing of Gunnar Nelson and Vicente Luque, Holland will be fighting for his 4th time in 2025. Holland is the favorite at -395 with a win probability of 79.8%. The win probability calculator has Holland as the favorite at -292 with a true win probability of 74.5%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Holland to win 60% of the time, 20% via any way he wants it. D-Rod is 38, and I'm sure he's considered retiring. He's on a 2-fight win streak, but he looked labored and a bit slow his last fight out, finding his 2nd win, 3rd round to finish off a gas Ponzinibbio. I love that he's from 10th Planet, purple BJJ belt, purple belt. A shout out to 10th Planet Tucson, but the last time D-Rod got a submission was 5 years ago. This fight was originally slated to happen back in 2022, but Holland stepped in to fight Khamzat Chimaev after some backstage brawl. It's been a long time that Holland's been on a 3-fight win streak, but I do think that he gets it done Saturday night. I'm picking Holland as the winner. My confidence level is at a 75%. Next up, we have the co-main event between Roman Kopylov and Paulo the Eraser Costa. Costa has struggled to stay healthy and find success ever since Israel Adesanya mounted him. Kopylov is on a 2-fight win streak and has only been beaten 3 times in his career. Kopylov is the favorite at -245 with a win probability of 71%. The win probability calculator has Kopylov as the favorite at -193 with a true win probability of 65.9%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Kopylov to win 70% of the time, 48% via KO. Look, I'm just going to say it. I think Paulo Costa is done. The only wins he's managed to muster were against Luke Rockhold like 3 years ago, where Rockhold smothered him with blood, just grinding his face on his face. Kopylov should have plenty of opportunities to tee off on Costa and send him to the Shadow Realm, otherwise known as the Professional Fighters League. I'm picking Kopylov as the winner, and my confidence level is at an 80%. Finally, the BMF title fight. The Legend Maker fight. Max Blessed Holloway versus Dustin the Diamond Poirier 3. This is the trilogy fight and Dustin Poirier's last walk inside the octagon. Holloway first fought Poirier for his UFC debut back in 2012. You know, he was young, raw, inexperienced, and he was submitted via armbar round 1, just like we should have expected. 7 years later, these two face each other again in what would become the number 3 best fight in 2019, the number 5 greatest lightweight MMA fight of all time, and the number 22 greatest fight of all time. That is just absolutely amazing, and I would suggest that you guys go out and rewatch that fight. Holloway was the clear favorite then, but succumbed to a decision loss as Poirier matched Holloway's volume punch for punch, and both combining for a staggering 827 significant strikes. Holloway is the favorite here at -125 with a win probability of 55.6%. The win probability calculator has Holloway as the favorite at -173 with a true win probability of 63.4%. The AI Fight Simulator picks Holloway to win 65% of the time, 40% via decision. It's going to take a masterclass performance from Holloway to beat Poirier in his backyard. But I believe this is his time for revenge, and Holloway has only lost to prior champs since his loss to Poirier. Win, lose, or draw, both these fighters are legends of the sport and deserve their rightful spot in the UFC Hall of Fame. I am taking Holloway to get his revenge, but my confidence level is at a 60%. I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Bet responsibly. Click that like, subscribe button, that notification button if you want to get notifications for next week's show. Good luck. Enjoy UFC 318. We out.